Okay, so welcome you all to our JavaScript session. Today we are going to start with our JavaScript. So let me just start creating a one folder JavaScript, and over here I'll be creating first file like demo1.html. Okay, before that we will be understanding what is JavaScript first of all. Okay, so JavaScript will be providing what we can say, it will provide the features of interaction. Okay, so that users can interact with your web page. Basically, currently what we have done, we have placed elements with the help of HTML, and with the help of CSS we have uh, place them that particular element wherever we want to place that particular thing. We have placed that, we have aligned that particular data on our web page, and we have done the beautification part with the help of uh, CSS. Now what we are going to talk over here about JavaScript. So what is JavaScript basically used in our web development? That will be giving power. Okay, that power can be used to take input from the users, or you can make some interactions between the user and the website. Okay, so before going to that, let me just start with one small demo how we can use JavaScript. Okay, so over here on any website we can just right click and we can go to inspect. After that we can straight away go to console. Okay, why console we are using over here? Because with the help of console we will be able to interact with our web page. Okay, so suppose I want over here something. You can see over here document dot write hello all. Okay, what happened? Okay, trust on this we cannot do. Okay, okay, no worries. So what we can do over here, let's have alert. Okay, alert. This is live website. We are going to learn JavaScript from today. Okay, something like this I am writing and click enter. You can see over here we have that pop-up. Alert means what? We are giving some alert to the user, like we are going to learn JavaScript from today. Okay, if I want to have some input from the user, then what I can do, let's create a variable first of all. User name, this will be the variable name. You all might be aware of variable names. What are variables? Variables are used to store some data. Okay, that can be from the user input or predefined data, like I can write anything over here, like this is the data, there is the data, and that data I'm storing in this particular variable. And if whenever I want to call this particular data, I can use this particular variable name. That's it. Okay, so over here what I want to do, I want to get the username of that particular user. So for that what I can use, there is a uh, we can say property which is called prompt. Okay, and over here what I can do, I can put a question, what is your name? Okay, what is your name, question mark. And in JavaScript we have to use semicolons to close that line. Okay, end that line basically. So this is done. Now if I click enter over here, see what will happen. Over here we are getting this particular question, what is your name, and over here we are getting a input field. Over here that person can write the name of the his or her name, they can write. So let's have one name, suppose Anjali. Okay, I am clicking on OK. Okay, OK is done. Now I want to see what was the name entered by the user. So when we use this prompt method and we stored that data, whatever data was put by the user, that got stored in this particular username. If I write over here user name and if I click enter, you can see we are getting that particular name which was put by the user. So these are the two methods which we can use, like whenever we want to show some alert to the user, we can use this alert method. And whenever we want to have some input from the user, we can use prompt method to get some input from the user and store that particular data in a variable, so that whenever we want that particular data to be used, we can call that particular variable and we can have that particular data, whatever that was put in. So this is something like some basic demo of JavaScript, how it works. Okay, so suppose over here, what I want to do, I want to let a equal to 5, let b equal to what we should have 6. Okay, let c equal to a plus b. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to alert what, I'm going to alert c. Okay, now I'm closing this line. After that I'm just clicking on enter button. See over here we are getting the output as 11. So we will be able to do all these things. And why we are using this console, okay, why we are using this console, so that we can check whatever codes we want to use, and whether we are getting the correct output or not as per our expectations. So all those things we can check, and after we are getting the successful message, like when that code is running properly, what we can do, we can straight away copy these things and we can put in our HTML file or JavaScript file, something. Okay, so this will be for the developers to test whether that particular thing is working on our web page or not. So console will be used for that only. Okay, so let's continue further. Now what we want to do over here, let's start with our JavaScript. So first of all, what we have to do, let me just create one file also. So what is JavaScript? How we can include in our HTML, first of all. So you already have seen that in CSS, we have three types of CSS. Like first one will be inline CSS, second will be internal CSS, third will be external CSS. Okay. In JavaScript, we will be having two types. That will be internal JavaScript and there will be another which is called external JavaScript. But over here, we do not have that types. We have that self understood, like if we are writing anything, okay, anything in the body under script tag, okay, under script tag, that will become internal JavaScript. Okay, and if we are creating any file, okay, if we are creating any file like script.js, the extension for JavaScript will be JS. If we are creating that particular file and if we are writing a whatever JavaScript we want to write, and when we are linking that particular JavaScript on this particular HTML file, then that will become as an external file which we are linking to our HTML file. That's it. So this will be the two methods how we can apply JavaScript on our HTML file. Okay, so this is it. So what we are going to do, we are going to see everything over here only internally. So it will the same thing, like we can just attach that particular script.js or whatever name you can put. It is not mandatory that you can have script.js only, like we have seen in CSS also. It is not mandatory that we should have style.css. That is the default name what these platforms are giving. We can use different names as well. So that applies to the script file as well. So we can use like myscript.js. That extension should be the same. That's it. Okay. Now what we are going to do over here, we are going to see over here live preview. Let me just remove this first. Okay. So now what we are doing, let's have h1 tag over here. Hello world, let it be. Okay, hello world. And let's see h2 tag. We are learning JavaScript. Okay, we are learning JavaScript. After that, what I want to do, let me have script, and here I want to do something. Okay, over here I'll be writing h3 mode learning mode of learning. And after that, over here I'm using a paragraph and I'm providing an id to it. Okay, id to it. Let's see mode. Okay, now see over here we do not have any data, that is why nothing is visible. If as soon as I start writing over here, you are able to see that data just below mode of learning. Okay, so I'm just removing this data is not present with us. Now what we want to do, we want to take the input from the user and we want to show that mode, okay, over here in this paragraph, and that should be visible over here. So for that, what I have to do, I have to close this because this notification and prompt thing does not work in live preview. So what I'll be doing, I'll be starting with my live server. So let it start first. Okay, so we got this particular page. Browser is loaded now. Let me just arrange this first. Okay, so what we want over here, we want some data. So what I can do, um, let, don't worry about that. Sometimes I'm using let, sometimes I'm using where, or sometimes I'll be using const. So I'll just explain it to you later on when we move on to the variables section. So I'm just showing you how we can use JavaScript in our web development. So this will be, I think today we will be having the introduction of JavaScript. From Monday, we will be starting the real um, implementation of JavaScript in our website. Okay. So let mode equal to prompt. Okay. Prompt. What mode is being used for this training? Okay. Something like that. And after that, what I want to document dot get element by id. Don't worry about these things what you are seeing right now. It will be all clear when we start with our session tomorrow, day after tomorrow on Monday. Let's have mode. That's it. Okay. So let me just refresh this page. Over here, what mode is being used for this training? We can say online. As soon as I click enter, you can see over here, we are getting online. So this is not the way how we will be implementing this. For creating all these things, we will be having uh, not yeah, we can say this alert and prompt are just for notification and all, just like notification and all. We have n number of things in our JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript is basically a language. Okay, and we are not going to learn full JavaScript over here, because that will take another 2 or 3 months to understand and learn JavaScript. Okay, so what things we are going to concentrate in this course is that what things are required for our web development. Okay, that things only we are going to see over here. So yeah, we can get, yeah, very well, we can get like whenever that submit button is clicked, you can have a pop-up like your form is submitted successfully, something like that also you can do with the help of JavaScript. Earlier in HTML and CSS, that was not possible. So as we are moving gradually towards different technologies, you are getting some ideas like what things we can use when we require something like that. Okay, so this is the thing, how we can have the data over here, or what we can do over here, we can have some alert as well. Let me just remove this alert. How are you today, something like that. Okay, how are you today, something like that, we can use that alert as an alert. Okay, so alert is basically to show some data. Prompt is something from which we will be taking the input from the user. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment out these two things. Now next let's understand what is different, other thing. So over here, can you see I'm writing something which is called document dot write. Okay, now see what will be the effect. Welcome everyone. Okay, as soon as I complete this, you see what is happening over here. Welcome everyone is written over here. Okay, welcome everyone is written over here. So what is happening over here, let's understand with this particular line. So what is document basically? What is document over here basically? Document for JavaScript is this particular HTML file. Okay, is this particular HTML file. Okay, this particular HTML page. Document will be referred to this particular page only. Okay, whenever we will be using document in our demo 1.html, that means it is referring to this particular demo 1.html file document. Okay, so over here we can read it out something like JavaScript please target this particular document. This particular document means was what? Demo 1.html file. Please target that and write in that particular document. What to write? Write welcome everyone. Okay, so where this particular data will be written? This data will be written at the next available place. Okay, over here you can see we have hello world at the first line. Second line we are learning JavaScript. Third line we have mode of learning. And whenever we write document dot write and anything whatever we can write in our that parenthesis, that will be written just below the next available place. Okay, so this will be the method which will be used to write anything whenever we want. Okay, next thing what we want to have, it is not like that we can write in this way only, okay, we can change this data as well. Okay, change this type as well. Okay, over here, what I want, you know, I want this thing to be italics. So I can use my italics um, tag as well. Okay, I can use em. Okay, emphasize, that is also italic, so we can use that as well. Okay, it is not like that we can have only this type of earlier type of data what it was showing us, like in that method only. Or what we can do, we can use h1 as well. Okay, it is possible. H1, you can see over here, h1. So whatever we want to write with the help of write method, okay, we can write that on our web page. Now next thing what we have is confirm. Okay, so you might have seen that it will ask for the confirmation from the user for which the output will be either true or false. When it will be true, if OK button is pressed, then it will become true. When cancel button is pressed, then it will become false. Okay, so what we can have, confirm, confirm, here we can say message, are you going to, oh sorry, I did not use quotes, are you going to practice it today? Okay, something like that I'm writing over here. Let's have this, are you going to practice it today? If I click on OK, then it will store true boolean value, true boolean value, it will be stored. If I press on cancel button, then it will store what? False. Let's have the confirmation. Uh, let what we say, let x equal to confirm this. Okay, if I press OK, okay, let's have over here, okay, no, let me just check alert x, that's it. Okay, so over here what we are going to do, we are going to press OK, and you can see as soon as I clicked OK, okay, and over here this particular line, it asked us, are you going to practice it today? We clicked on OK, and that OK saved a value which is called true in X variable. And after that window went away, we got this particular line executed. This particular line says that please alert whatever value is stored in X variable. So we are getting over here true. Okay, so let's have another thing. If I click on refresh, if I click cancel, now as soon as this cancel button will be pressed, we will be having false written as a alert in the alert box. You can see over here, we are getting false. So depending upon the button which is clicked, whether it is clicked OK, whether it is clicked cancel, we will be having two outputs, two Boolean values. OK will give us true, and false will be given when that particular person is clicking on cancel button. So we can utilize this thing to show further messages or further data on our web page depending upon the selection whatever that person has done. Okay, some, you might have seen that, like when you try to create some login or something on Facebook or Instagram or something, they ask for the date of birth. Okay, if you put date of birth which is less than 18 years or some years, I think earlier they were asking. I know, I'm not sure about uh, nowadays whether they are asking or not. If that date was less than, your year was less than 18 years, then it was asking for some parental control or something like that. Okay, so what we used to do, we used to change the year, okay, birth year only, to make that particular person more than 18 years, something like that we can. Or some, on some pages we will be able to see, are you able to, um, do you want to proceed further, um, if yes, then do some payment and all, then we will be showing this content, like you might have seen on that we say some news feeds and all, some websites are there where they show some uh, news or something. If you want to, you have to either create your login, or you have to pay something for their subscription and all. So at that time you can very well use this confirm option, and you can go ahead, because you will be having two values over here. One will be true value and one will be false value. Are you all getting what we have discussed till now? Just let me know in the chat box, please. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so these are the few things, like we have seen five things, like alert, not four things only, alert, prompt, document dot write, confirm. And the next thing is, let me just comment out this. Okay, next thing is something, what, let me inspect, go on console, and over here what I want to write, console dot log welcome. You can see over here I am getting welcome. So what is this? Basically console method, why we are using this console dot log? When we are not sure whether what output will be given by our JavaScript, so what we can do, we can do something like this. Okay, console.log, and whatever things we want to print, we can write that over here. If that is getting printed over here properly, that means our code is working fine. So we can use that. This basically is used for the developers. This is very useful for the developers to test, okay, whether that code or whether that output is coming or not, whether that thing will be working fine or not. To check that, on our console page, this console.log will be used. Okay, so this was all about five things what we have discussed till now about JavaScript. Now we will be starting with our um, main JavaScript method, means we can say course tutorial. We will be starting this basically on Monday only, because all these things will require um, some time, extra time to complete, like how to create variables, okay, what type of keywords we have. Okay, later on uh, we will be having functions, loops, array we will be having. Okay, and different types of data types what we have, and what is basically get element by id, how we can target different elements from our page. Okay, and we can just change the things depending upon our requirement. Yeah, see, One more thing I would like to say over here, like, please, if you all have learned Python, sorry, C and C++, then please try to make all those concepts very much clear. If you have ignored some of the concepts in C and C++, please try to clear everything, because that is the base of each and every language in the world, basically. Yes. So if anybody knows C and C++, then that person can learn any programming language. That will be the bottom line. Okay, that is why if anybody knows C and C++, other languages will be smooth as butter. Wow, great. So I think you both of you know C language. Then I think this JavaScript will be a good, we can say it will be very easy for you all to understand. And if that is big, that becomes easy, then you will be able to utilize JavaScript very easily, and JavaScript will be playing an important role in your web development career. Okay, so with this, let me just call off this day. Okay, and we will be starting with our JavaScript lectures, full-fledged lectures on Monday. See you all Monday at 10 p.m. sharp. Thank you for attending today's session. So let me just stop my recording.